Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Jay's Fit Down Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Gay. Today, we're going to be talking about CJ Stroud and why he's taking NFL by storm, how he's doing it so well. Just what I'm so impressed with him by, and not just his character on the field, but off the field as well, and just how he is really traversing through his first year pro football journey, really well in a really good way. I'm just so impressed by it. And, so I'm going to talk about that and how the Texans are continuing to prove people wrong right now. So before we get to that, make sure you guys, again, check us out here on the channel, on the YouTube channel. Like I said, we're recording today audio because I just couldn't make it into the studio this morning. So I'm doing audio podcasts today for this show. So make sure you guys, follow us here on Spotify, wherever you get your favorite podcast audio, and um, also subscribe to our YouTube channel, right? So without further ado, let's begin. So as you all know right now, CJ Stroud is playing really, really good. Texans are really hot. They won on Sunday. Won a big game on Sunday. They played. Um, Just trying to find it here. Yeah, they played the Bengals, so a good team, and they beat them 30-27. So yeah, it was a good game. CJ Stroud just continuing to impress week by week, and Texans are 5-4 right now. So they have a winning record, a team that people thought were probably not going to win any more than two games on the whole year, maybe three at the most. Even though I said in the summer in the offseason, I said the Houston Texans will be a playoff team. That was my bold prediction. I'm sticking with it. I think they can sneak in there. I really do believe. Especially if Jacksonville keeps having these types of losses the way they are, and you know, the Colts. I mean, we don't know what we're going to get out of them each week. So the AFC South, the Titans are just at the bottom of the barrel right now. In a way. So it's like the AFC South is a really tight race. So I believe the Texans can get into the playoffs if they continue to do what they're doing. If CJ Stroud can continue to play the way he's playing, but more focusing on him, you just have to be like really, I mean, astonished by the way he's been uh, maneuvering throughout his first year. I mean, this guy's a rookie. He's leading the NFL in touchdown interception ratio. He's got 14 touchdowns, only one interception on the year. That's like really good football being played by a guy in his rookie season. You don't see that often, and what I love about CJ Stroud is that he has a very calm and cool demeanor to him, kind of like Joe Burrow and guys like Joe Burrow, Bryce Young, right? Those guys that they don't get flustered easily. They just you know things go wrong in the pocket. They know how to get they know what to do. They know how to get out of it. They know what they need to do with the football. Just they don't get panicked. And that's an important thing in this league at this level of football. You have to be able to have that next play up mentality, right? Have that next, play mindset. Like, hey, you know what? We didn't get it this down, but we're gonna get it next time. We got three other downs to do this. Let's get it. Maybe four. Um, so we got this, right? And just having that mentality, man, that's huge for a guy that's 22 years old. Yeah, this guy is 22 years old. He's only 2 years older than me. And that's when I look at it, that's crazy. But man, he's really young, but he's out here, starting a rookie quarterback starting for a team that needs him to be their franchise cornerstone, and he's showing that he can do that through the first 10 weeks of the season. And he's got his ball club at a 5-4 record, a winning record, with a new head coach and you know um, you know new defense scheme and new offensive scheme, right? Just different things all going on with the Texans right now. Personnel wise and coaching wise, scheme wise. And in the midst of all that, they um, they're playing good football. And he's doing really well. So um, it's just what made so much. Yeah, he's got that calm demeanor to him, and he doesn't get flustered. He's a guy that he's not afraid of the big moment. I mean, you saw that against Georgia in the college football playoff game last year. He was. This is supposed to be the number one team in the whole country, and your best defense. And CJ Stroud's out there running around. He's making these crazy passes, to the end zone, and threading the needle in tight spaces and running the ball, taking off with the ball and running it when his receivers aren't open. Taking what the defense is going to give him and getting great yardage on that play as well. Just showing real poise and maturity at that quarterback position. I've seen this since he started playing for Ohio State, since he became a starter at Ohio State, and it's just been really great to see that in a guy who's so young. And he's carrying that with him to the NFL. Big things that people always talk about. Say, can you carry that play from college to the NFL when you make that transition, right? Yeah, you can be a great guy in college. You could have been the best running back in the country, best receiver, whatever it is. Have all these types of records, whatnot. But can you carry that to the NFL, especially if you're a high draft pick and much is going to be expected out of you? So, can you translate that success to the league? Can you bring that, you know, those mannerisms, that mentality that you had when you were at the collegiate level to the professional level? And it's a hard thing to do, right? It's hard. This is a hard transition for him and any rookie. And so the fact that he's doing it, well, I mean, with I want to say with ease, but it looks like that it's like he's doing this with ease. It's just, I mean, come on, like guys, this dude set the NFL rookie record with 470 passing yards. Um, I mean, 470. I mean, with a 147.8 passer rating, which was the highest in a game by a rookie quarterback in NFL history. He became just the sixth player to throw for 450 yards, five touchdowns with no interceptions. And on that list is Peyton Manning, um, and Y.A. Tittle. So yeah, I mean, and the Texas didn't have a kicker last week. I mean, Kyrie Fairbairn, he was injured, so they had to, uh, I forget the guy's name, number 33, I believe. You had him to come out there. You're talking about like a defensive player, special teams, gunner, having to come out there and kick. So all sorts of crazy things happening, and yet CJ Stroud, still leading his team, still being, the vocal leader that he's got to be, still being the guy that, that he knows that he has to be. Um, and for reference, the Texans have not won more than four games in the season since 2019. So this is huge. He's breathing life into a city that I mean hasn't had anything to really be excited about since Deshaun Watson first got there years ago. Back at 2018, 2017, when he became a starter, 2018. He was playing really well at the time, but you know, I mean, yeah, like I said, 14-1 touchdown interception ratio, broke the NFL record for most pass attempts without interception to start a career with 191. Like that's very hard to do. Um, and I mean, it's just amazing, man. Like the poise and just the character you see. You know, he's very, and yeah, he's a tough kid. I mean, so for reference, he started his football career, um, with the Altamont Warriors, right? And then when he was younger, of course, and he was a guy that he was 5'9", he was short, didn't have a lot of zip on his ball, and when he was throwing football, and just he had a lot of things going against him as he was young, but he was one, but he just never quit, and he even talked about this on the Let's Go podcast with Tom Brady and Jim Gray, just a couple of days ago. He's like, hey, yeah. I was a kid that I had to grow up fast. My dad, he went to jail, as you all know. His father, yeah, was incarcerated, and so he had to grow up fast. He had a lot of siblings, and he had to be the guy that everybody looked up to in the family, being the youngest of those four siblings. And so just to be able to do that, man, like that's a lot for a kid to go through. And so he already has that, adversity he's had to deal with, and things like that. So it only strengthens your mind, toughens your mind, and for him to come to the NFL, make it all the way through that and be on the biggest stage of this sport, and doing what he's doing right now as a rookie, it's just really it's impressive. It's excellent. And I listen to him talk. It's like he's just he seems like he's a very um, articulate young man, and he is very intelligent, and just a guy that's going to put his head down and go to work and try to get what he wants out of his, try to do what he has to do to accomplish the goals that he wants to accomplish in life. And that's all you can ask for, man. And those are the type of guys that you want on your football team. You want leading your team. You want to be in your leading the family, or being a partner, right, or whatever. Like, yeah, he's and I hate this. I don't want to um, diverge just completely away from the topic, within CJ Stroud and football, but just in a broader term, generally, uh, hit the type of people, really, specifically, the type of men like CJ Stroud, um, you know, aren't really valued in today's society, and it's unfortunate because this is a guy again that you would want, even if it's not in football, this is a guy you would want leading your team at your collaborative team at a job or at a business or um, doing whatever it is, right? He's just got that natural leader's mentality, that instincts, and he's confident, and he's also not invested in things that aren't, that don't matter to him, that aren't, that mean no importance to him, that don't help him. That are no importance to him, that don't help him. He's not a person that's invested into that. He's focused solely on how do I get better today. How am I going to help this team get to where we know we can be. And how am I going to improve each and every day? And that's what Tom Brady told him on the podcast. It's like, hey man, yeah, you are at a stage now where you know you're not playing to impress anyone. This isn't college right now. This isn't, this is your job now. This is what you do. So you go out there every week, you bust your butt, because this is your profession, this is your job, but this is also something that you love to do. Obviously, you wouldn't be playing it now if you didn't. It's something that you love to do, and this is something that you have to want yourself in order to reach the top goals, and you have to do whatever you have to do to win, do whatever it takes to win. That's what he told him, and I think that's the really great advice from Tom. And he's right. You have to do whatever you have to do to win. And it's unfortunate that guys like C.J. Stroud and others aren't just valued today in this society. We live in a culture where um, you know uh, those types of guys just aren't. Yeah, they're not wanted, they're not valued. People want to be around guys that are in the streets or whatever, or they all that other nonsense. And it's just really it's very aggravating to see. And I hate when guys like him don't get the recognition they deserve. Like, I mean, he is now, obviously, but even if he wasn't in the NFL, like, just in general, like, people like him should be getting recognition just for how they should be valued, they should be wanted, because of the great people that they are. This is a great man. He's a guy, you can tell he's got a genuine good character to him, and uh, that should be a value aspect in people when you're looking for people. But I just wanted to say that real quick. So yeah, don't want to diverge too far off the topic of CJ Stroud. But yes, playing really well, playing great football. Love what the Texans are doing right now. Love the way D'Amico Ryans is leading this team. They're fighting each and every week. They're going toe to toe with these contenders every week, and they're just getting better. Every which way, and you know that's what you want to see out of a young team with a new coach, right? Just want to see them fighting. You know, um, just showing signs of improvement each and every time out there. And CJ Stroud has been a great leader, for them. He's doing what he has to do, um, you know, to get things done. And that's just amazing. And that's just amazing to see for him. And I'm so proud of him. What he's done. And people were hating on him in the draft, like, no, he didn't pass this test or whatever. Like, dude, listen, who cares? Like, this is one of the smartest guys, like, in this league. I'm sure. Like, yeah, he's one of the smartest guys in the NFL. Like, I mean, I can tell that this guy is articulate, and he knows ball. And he just is a leader. He's a guy that teammates love to be around, love to play with. And he believes that you know, he believes that we can accomplish our goals if we just put in the work and all are on the same accord. And he just has the confidence that he can be the best player that he knows he can be. And once you have that, there's really no one who can stop you. I mean, um, there really isn't. You think about that. And so yeah, he's just a guy that I've been really impressed by throughout the season. There've been a lot of impressive rookies playing this year. I mean, so many of them. But to me, CJ Stroud jumps out as the main one. And I just want to see that continued success for him. Even when the Texans were playing against Atlanta earlier in the year, of course, you guys know I cover the Falcons and everything here as well. Um, Watching that game, I mean, the way he's, responding, to because the Texans, were not in a good, they weren't in the best positions throughout the game. Atlanta was moving the ball pretty well against them, and defensively they were kind of shutting them down. But CJ Stroud just kept, he was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna keep trying to win this game. Just having that mentality, even though if he doesn't get that done, if they don't win the game, you still see that determination and that drive to get the win. And those are the type of guys that you want leading your football team, being the quarterback, being the face of the franchise, and that's why I just I always want to tell CJ, I would tell him, hey man, keep doing what you're doing. Do not, um, you know, don't let these people, say anything about you or whatever. Like, don't listen to what people have to say about you because that isn't positive. Like, you are the guy. You're a great player. And just keep doing what you're doing. And just keep fighting a good fight, and just keep getting better each and every week. That's what I would tell him. And he seems to be doing that. So, and it's not even crazy playing an MVP conversation right now. I mean, I know people who are listening to this might say, "Dude, you're crazy." No, I mean, like I said, he's leading the NFL in touchdown to interception ratio with 14 touchdowns to just one pick so far. Now, through 10 weeks of the season, Thanksgiving is next week, and Tom Brady also said this on his podcast, with CJ. He was telling him, hey, look, the football season doesn't start until after Thanksgiving. That's when the football season really starts. Everybody thinks it starts week one. No, it starts after Thanksgiving because that's when real football is going to be played. Everybody's trying to get into the playoffs. Everybody's trying to, the game's gonna be a lot faster today because it's cold. You're getting closer to Christmas in January, and that's around the time where the seedings are important. It's looking for the postseason. So that's what everybody's going to be giving, their best effort and playing their best football. And you have to match that as well. You have to play your best football. You have to go out there and continue to do what you have to do to get your team in the best position to win and be where you want to be as a ball club. And so that's just another thing about it. And he just has that edge to him, man. He's got that grit. He wants to get it done, and that's what I love about him as a football player, as a young man in 2023. You know, um, guys like us, guys like him. We don't. Yeah, you don't get the glamour, and that's all right because at the end of the day, that when it's all said and done, you're going to get rewarded for what you do. So that's why it's like, hey, let the naysayers of the world, let the people, who get all the glamour and all the glory or whatever, or this and that, whatever, let them get it all right now. But when it's all said and done, we will see who is at the top and who is at the bottom. So that's all I have to say on that. But yeah, man, congrats to the Texans on doing so well this year. Just I hope they continue to do it. I hope they prove people wrong more and more. I'm always going for the underdog, and so I hope that Houston continues to play really well this year. And yeah, we will see you guys next time on the podcast. Thank you for listening, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a like, but leave a comment and hit that like button for us. Share it with your friends and family. Also follow us on Spotify and every other podcast audio platform we're available on. We will see you next time.